There are multiple components into taking a straight huge wave vertical drop and landing it. I'm Brad Jacobson, and today I'm going to discuss taking vertical drop-ins on huge waves like what we got there at the last swell in Mavericks. First off, I'd like to thank fellow videographer Austin Jett for submitting these clips. So now imagine jumping off of that. Now that is just about 13 feet. On the face, these waves are probably 30 foot. So that, jump, double it. Okay, so this is the scenario you want. That's what you're hoping for. You want to get up early, got the drop there. They get down the face, nice and successful. Here's another good one. The board's down, bit late on that drop, but gets down from that. And here is pretty much as close as you can get without having to just go on a death free fall. This one is just crazy. All right, so he's up here getting ready to take off. He already knows at this point that it's starting to go vertical. So as he comes in here, now it's going straight up. He understands it. He's putting all his weight back here. And as I move this forward, he's like, okay, I think I got it. There might be a little bump here. And then right there, his board is almost straight vertical. He's got maybe 6 inches on the back of that board that's actually in the water. So right now he's all the way back, basically free falling down. If this board is, let's say 9.5 foot, you can probably get 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 of those in there. You can do the math. See, once he got into a comfortable spot, he got into a comfortable position on the board and he made it. He's happy to say he made it. Okay, this is the most insane video taken the whole day. Our eyes are going to be on this person in the red. Look at that. It's vertical. There's that section where it hits that shallow reef and it goes vertical. Oh, that is crazy. Heart is in his throat. Even right here, he probably has no actual weight on the surfboard because all his whole body weight is up now because he's free falling. And look, he's even straightening out. You think he's got it. But then there's an additional vertical section right there where it goes vertical again. And at this point, he's like, I'm tired of trying to fight this. And he just lets it go. And oh my gosh, you want to go head first into the water. That way you can try to dive and penetrate and get as deep as you can. Surfboard doesn't know that. Watch the surfboard. There it is. That's the surfboard right there. Speaking of surfboards in the wave, this guy here, we got to cover this. As he's paddling out, he sees this chaos. So he's doing the right thing. He needs to stay away from this guy's line. He's paddling this way, gives it up, ditches the board. I'm not going to make it. This is a huge board. This board is probably, let's say 9.5, 10 foot, goes up into the lip and then boom, there it is. He's like, thanks a lot. You just let me go. And now I'm getting beat. And then the next wave of the set comes in and watch this guy here. This is probably the smartest move of his life. He's paddling for it. He's, I got this. He's like, no. So not only is he not going, but he's putting all his weight back towards the tail of the board because he does not want this thing to have any weight on the front of it to suck him down. He safely made the right decision. And look what would have happened. Oh, that would not have ended well. He possibly just made a life decision right here. A life decision by not going. He would be down here, right? There's no way he's going to make that. Look at the next wave that comes in. It's just as big. He's one of these two guys. Sorry, all I know is he had a yellow board. He would have gotten this wave on the head because he would have been right in here if he would have survived getting hit by that first one. Since we're talking about vertical drops, let's talk about Sage's drop on this. Right here, it's gone vertical. He knows it. Even as he's getting up, he's pushing his weight back. And luckily gets under that lip. Comes down. That's scary. You do not want to dig a nose in a wave like this. Right as he digs it, he's like, oh, I'm putting all my weight back. Knowing that once he puts his weight back, he's going to have to come back forward again because the nose is going to pop out and you don't want it to pop out too far. You're going to get hit by the lip. There's so many decisions going on in a big wave surfer's mind right here. So watch. Back and now forward. Now his weight is evenly distributed because he's got to outrace that. And then he straightens this thing out. Gets a little bit of air on this part, but it's not that vertical air section that's hard. He's just using that for speed at this point and makes it down successfully. So this is a good one. As this wave starts to jack up, he's like, nope, want nothing to do with that. I've seen waves like this plenty of times, and I don't want to get in there. This guy's already on his way up. Right there, he's up early. Right here, this is going to go vertical. Look at that. It's easier to see here because the way the sun's shining on the wave. That is probably, I would say, 15 foot of just straight vertical. So as he's coming down, he's like, oh man, oh no. And it's still, look, I mean, he's almost completely off this wave. He's got a fin in the actual water. And then boing, right here, there's nothing in the water. Like, look at that. When that happens, you can see his board is sliding sideways. Even if he lands it, the board's gonna hit the water and stall. So as he comes back down, I mean, look, that is, whoa. Well, I think he leaves the water here and then hits again right there. That's probably 4 or 5 feet just falling with no board in the water. Now, when this tail hits, the good news is that it straightens out the board, right? Boom. The bad news is that when he was in the air, if you watch, when he was in the air, he went from his wide stance to a narrow stance. And once you're in a narrow stance on a big wave like this going that fast, it is really hard to save that. As you'll see here, all his weight is completely back. It kind of stalls him there, puts all his weight backwards. Yeah, then he goes down in a horrible spot. Remember how I said before, you want to penetrate, you want to try to dive into the water? He is laying flat, which means that he's not going to penetrate the water. All of this heavy whitewater is going to fall on top of him. He is getting tossed and turned every possible way in there, and that is scary. I want to show you guys this one just because I want to talk about how well big wave surfers can see things coming. You'll see he's paddling in, right? Now he feels it's going vertical, but it's not death vertical. It's just a big wave, right? This is part of riding big waves. Right here, he's looking at the path he's taking because he knows there's going to be a vertical section in here and he wants to be prepared for it. As he's coming here, he sees it, and watch how he puts his weight to the back before it even happens. See how he goes all the way back right there? Goes all the way back, and then there's the vertical spot. So he actually saw that coming. He is prepared right here before the drop. That way, when the drop comes, he's completely airborne. There's nothing of his board is in the water. This is just a trail from where he was in the water. Lands it and rides this thing off. I mean, man, that guy knew exactly how to handle it. All right, so we're going to be watching this gentleman right here. This is one incredibly well-written wave. He's got his head down. He's probably calling these guys off. We're going to follow him as he's paddling into this wave. This thing is now starting to go vertical. And as this is an enormous wave. It's going vertical. He knows it. He's actually sitting a little bit in front of the board because he needs to get down off the wave. First, you got to get into the wave and then go back. And now he is... I don't even want to guess the size of this wave. I'll let you guys figure it out. There's your first airdrop. Airdrop right off of the bat. This guy is even luckier because he didn't take that vertical drop that the guy in the yellow board did. And then now he's all the way back, knowing both these guys are starting to go back, knowing that this thing is concave. It's not even vertical. This guy's just giving up. There's his second drop. He's probably got 6 inches of fiberglass on the actual wave. Now this guy realizes, oh man, he went, and they've got to concern themselves with colliding. That is insane. They both come down. This guy's board is literally hitting him. Everything that's going on right here is crazy. And this guy did the right thing by just falling off, because by him just falling off, this board will tail our back and let him escape. See, watch, as he gets off, the board slows down. He looks back, realizes that is the craziest thing I've ever done in my life, and I survived. He's just like, oh man. So this is going to be a good example of getting in, paddling in early, thinking you're doing everything right, and you still got to take a vertical fall. Watching this surfer right here. Speed this up a little bit, and right as they're starting to get up, everything looks good, right? This is going to be a smooth sailing. He's just going to come take this line. That's how fast a wave can change, just like that. And now he's like, oh, I got to get down the face. Look at this. I mean, at this point here, might have one fin in the water. All the rest of this thing is airborne. Down the face and lands it. and rides this thing off. Okay, so not only do you have to know how to take those big drops, but you also have to know how to not take the big drops. You're going to see this surfer over here paddling for this wave. So as the surfer's going forward, you'll see, oh my gosh, right here, he realizes this is a bad, horrible idea. What do? You pray and hope that by turning all your weight to this back foot and then turning the surfboard, you can get by it. And he does. Look at that. So it's also good to know when to not go. I mean, look at that wave. It's just one ugly closeout. If you start paddling for a wave and everyone else is paddling really hard to get past you and over that wave, probably means that you're too far in for the wave. Look, it's really laid back, right? Like, I got to paddle hard just to catch it. But it's Mavericks, and it's going to jack up. Look at how fast that went from there to there. This surfer knows it. Uh-oh. Like, this might not have been a good decision. And as this goes forward, this surfer is like, I got to get all the way back. And so as he's all the way back, it goes even more vertical. And at this point, all his weight is so high up because remember, he's free falling. Now he doesn't really have control over the board anymore. And now all his weight is starting to come back down. There's nothing good that's going to happen here. And boom. The good thing is that the surfer was able to try to dive in and penetrate so that hopefully they got under that lip. It's hard to tell. They did get under the lip. Ooh, that is probably his surfboard. But now they're just getting clobbered, just getting absolutely destroyed in that white water. Okay, we have two surfers paddling for the wave. And now as they get up to the top, you're up before this wave goes straight vertical. This surfer is still paddling, which puts them in a little bit more of a predicament. So as they come down, this surfer has a very little board actually in the water, all the weight's towards the back. This is scary. This surfer is looking straight down and realizing that this thing is vertical. This surfer has like an insanely cool view of it all happening. This surfer's already got their line set. They're ready to go. This surfer, on the other hand, is about to go vertical. Oh, weight's all the way to the back. That's the best you can do and hope for. You know, you can't put your weight all the way to the back because you need to outrace this huge lip that's going to come down on you if you stall. So as they come down, boom, they land. This surfer here, you can tell, that's safe. They got through that vertical section. This guy's still battling the vertical plus being chased by the lip. Now as they come down, they're just racing to get down. Let's see. Does he make it? I don't remember. He does. I think he's out far enough in front of it. All right, so this is a different scenario altogether. Is opportunities out there to last minute escape? We're gonna be watching this guy. He's paddling for it. Right here, he realizes he's just too late, and this guy right here is paddling right up to him. And so he's literally turning sideways, bear hugging the board, and hoping and praying that he goes back. And he does. He gets over that beast. You have to be very good, very strong, very smart to pull something off like that. So there you have it. A couple of insanely vertical drops there from that swell that hit Mavericks. Thanks for watching. I'm Brad Jacobson, and I'll see you on the sand.